everybody, it's Lee Caraher, and this is Everything Speaks, where we talk about everything you do and say speaks for you, if you wanted to or not, in communication, in public relations, in marketing, in what you say every day, or what you text, or what you put in Slack, or whatever it is. Today, we're going to talk about the power of the pencil. It is right after Labor Day 2025, and to me, I grew up on the East Coast. Labor Day is like Happy New Year, because school used to start for everybody in the world, as far as I was concerned, after Labor Day, or at least people in the United States. And then something changed. I don't know what the hell changed, but now school doesn't usually start. I mean, I don't know anybody who starts after Labor Day anymore. But on Labor Day, I always take I have all this pen thingamajigger that spins. So that spins for you. And you can see on my pencils over here. And I throw them all out, because usually they're much shorter. And I get all new pencils, and then I sharpen them all, and I put them back into my little doodad here. And then I use a pencil every day. So I start then every new year. So January 1st, I do the same thing. Labor Day, these are my two big New Years, with new pencils, because a new pencil to me means new opportunity, brand new thing. And a new pencil every day to me means starting fresh. But that's just me. And my office manager sort of bemoans the fact that I go through so many pencils. Anyway. But in the pencil, the Ticonderoga #2 black. This is the yellow that everybody uses, but the black is better. Just going to tell you, the black is better. And the pencil is metaphor for so many things. Obviously, for me, it's a brand new start. Every day starts with a new pencil. All day long, I'm pulling a new pencil out, and I'm putting the ones that I've used into the middle. And then on Sunday, I go sharpen them all over there. I usually have about 24 pencils here, because I use a pencil all day long. Even when I'm using my computer, I use a pencil all day long with my notes. And it's a metaphor for new. It's a metaphor for brand new. It's a metaphor for opportunity first. It's also an idea of many other things. It's a mindset and other things. But let's first of all talk about the pencil. Just so you know, the modern pencil is a sandwich. I got this from Wikipedia. I'll give you the link. And it's graphite filled, or a graphite filling, cradled. This is the word they use, cradled by two wooden slats. And then they are pushed together, and then they're cut up and down. And then they put the little eraser on here. Also, you can see this eraser hasn't been used, but it will be. And it was created in 1560 by a couple, Simonio and Lindiana Bernacati. Created the pencil, and the world changed. There's a lot of interesting facts about pencils I will not bore you with, but I welcome you to go find out about the pencil, because this little thing is so important in all of our lives, even if you don't use one anymore. So important. Okay, let's talk about the pencil as a mindset. The pencil as a mindset, you're saying, I'm not done yet. I'm still thinking. I'm willing to edit. That's one word, edit. And particularly when we're thinking about what to say, how to say it, getting ideas onto paper or onto a screen, having this idea that you just get something on there and then you're going to improve it is so, so important, because it's very few times are we going to be able to, it's going to go, no practice, no nothing, you're going to do it, it's going to be done. Very few times. And so if you use a pencil to take notes or to start drafting, or you use that pencil mindset that says, going to write, and then I'm going to edit, and then I'm going to edit again, it really sets you up to create something that's valuable. In Google Docs, obviously, until it's locked, it's sort of a virtual pencil. If you use the suggestions with all the links, with 19 people in a Google Doc, it's very challenging. But, making sure that you think about, I'm not done yet, I'm still thinking, I'm willing to edit yourself, is super important in terms of your ability to say what you want to say and to have the impact you want to have. because we need to think about so many different angles when we're thinking about what we want to convey, not just, who are you talking to? Where are you talking to? What time is it? What else is going on in the world? You have to think about so many things. So, you start with what I want to convey, and then you go back and say, okay, what context am I going to put it in? What do I need to do? For those of you who can't see me, I'm holding my pencil because it's so comfortable for me to have a pencil on my hand. The one thing to think about is when you think about having a pen instead of a pencil, is with a pen says it's final. It's permanent. Don't question me on this. This is it. Which is awesome if you're signing something that has been edited and finalized and perfected. But it's not so great if you are brainstorming your team strategy for the next quarter or the next year or the next 5 years, whatever the heck it is, right? The pencil has humility baked into it, sort of, right? It's acknowledging that your first attempt, no matter how good you are, no matter how much experience you have, no matter how many rodeos you've been to, that your first attempt isn't perfect, probably isn't even close to the end product. And that's not a flaw, that's a feature. That's the process. Also, sort of you think about the pencil, the longer the pencil, the less work it's done. And I only have long pencils right now because I just replaced them all because it's Labor Day. But literally over the course of a month, my pencils get shorter, 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 shorter. And sometimes I can't see them. They're just so short. And then I go get new ones. But the shorter the pencil, the more work gets done. Think about that. Nobody ever brags. Well, I do because it's a new one. But you don't brag about a pristine pencil because it means it hasn't done anything yet. Think about it that way. You could brag about the stub, like the little stub, because of what it means that you've gone in there and you've worked and you've worked and you worked and you perfected and you used your eraser and you kept going and going and going, because it's proof that you've wrestled with ideas, you've thought about it, and that you have used your ability to edit yourself to problem solve and make progress. I'm just going to say that. The other thing about a pencil is every pencil gets dull, right? That's why we have sharpeners. And when I travel, everyone laughs at me. I travel with a battery-operated pencil sharpener and my Go kit. I have so many different kits, but my Go kit for travel, because I have to have a sharp pencil, because I'm going to have some ideas, and more ideas I have with the pencil, the duller it's going to get. So if you keep using it, you have to sharpen it, and that's the messy part, right? And then sometimes the tip breaks and bing, bing, particularly with retractable pencils. It's like you put a little pressure, the tip breaks, that kind of thing. It's grinding away with your ideas. It's grinding away with your work. And we have this metaphor of sharpening the pencil when you're going through a budget, right? I got to get, you got to drive out $10,000. Well, I got to sharpen my pencil and get in there and figure out the numbers and do that kind of thing. That's actually productive. Is so powerful to think about that. Here's a piece of paper. Here's data. What I have to do, whatever it is, data or prose or messaging or whatever it is. And I have to perfect it to get to the final. And the work of it is actually making it dull and then going back and sharpening it and making it dull again and sharpening it again and making it dull again. Because that's the hard work of communicating. That's the hard work of editing. That's the hard work of getting to final. That's the hard work. And that's just ourselves, right? Another way of thinking about the pencil mindset is with everybody else. So at Double Forte, we have our values, which I will not bore you with right now, but one of them is we're a team. And under we're a team, we have many descriptions. And one of the descriptions of that is we know our work can be improved by others. So that's a mindset of the agency, that everybody's work will be improved by somebody else. My work as president, Ava's work, Anna's work, Maggie's work, whoever, Matt's work, Jose's work, whoever's work it is going to be improved. If you're not willing to say that my work can be improved, you're not going to work at Double Forte. So this idea of a pencil mindset, using a pencil digitally, meaning with the underline and suggestions, or physically with the pencil, because as we know, when you write things, you remember them more. A lot of data on that. It's super important, not just for ourselves, but for our teams. And that also for leaders too. We've talked about this before. There's very few times where command and control is needed, where the first thing you say is the last thing you say. It's very few times. It's very few times that you're going to say one thing and everyone's going to get it. So if we think about having a pencil, this pencil mindset of continually improving, continually trying to convey, continually making it better, it makes our whole lives a lot easier. Just going to say. Now, my father would tell you, do the crossword in pen, because when you do a crossword in pen, you got to commit. I am not doing a crossword in pen because I don't know that many words. It's not going to happen. But people who do a crossword in pen and don't have to cross letters out and stuff, very impressed by them. But that's not the same thing. That's solving riddle, not creating a communication. Two different things. So two things. One, go get some pencils. Again, the black pencil is the best one. It's a number 2 black Ticonderoga. It's my favorite. But you don't have to use that pencil. Get it out, right? And then the mindset. What are the 3 things you can do for a pencil mindset? 1, you draft before you send. Even if it's an email, jot the main points down in pencil or on a different document, not in your email document, so you don't send it by accident, right? Look at it with fresh eyes, put it aside, come back, whatever. Look at it, edit it, and then send it. So draft before you send. 2, say it out loud. This is a draft. So on your Google Doc, on the Word thing that you're sending, draft 1, draft 2, put it in use the watermark if you had to. When you present an idea, this is a draft. Frame it in pencil terms that we're going to improve it. Here's the gem. Here's the germ of an idea. Here's the gem of an idea. And it needs to be shined. It needs to get better. And we're all going to improve it together. It lowers the stakes and it totally invites feedback. Totally. And then carry a pencil. Carrying a pencil says you're ready to work. Says you don't think you're perfect. Says you're ready for feedback from other people. If you're the person in charge, carrying a pencil, I think is very powerful because it's inviting feedback from people who see it and inviting people from people around you. So, okay, the pencil is powerful. Powerful as a writing tool, powerful as a mindset, powerful as a leadership style. And I encourage you to embrace the pencil as we go into Q4 2025, where every plan that we had at the beginning of this year has been edited. Can't even count that many times because of the world around us. If you use a pencil, you don't have to tear everything up. You can edit your ideas and adjust them as time goes by. All right, everybody, until next time, I'm Lee Caraher, lover of pencils, and this is Everything Speaks.